Welcome back, my earth angels. You are back for another lesson, and we are just going to go ahead and jump right in. Today's lesson is to listen to your body. Listen to your body. The Lord is going to use your body to tell you what your mind hasn't conceptualized yet. And I've had so many experiences. Hindsight is 2020. In the moment, you don't really realize what's going on, but hindsight is 2020. And the Lord has really shown me how, if your soul knows a truth that your heart and mind keep rejecting, your body is gonna deliver that truth over and over and over again until you get the message. There's before I get into my own experiences, I just kind of want to talk a little bit about that. I feel like our bodies have a way of trying to reach us by sending very strong signals, okay? First of all, we all know God is peace. God is peace. So if it's not peaceful, it's not God. That's one. So if you're not feeling peace about something, that's a good indicator that that's not it. But beyond that, going more, you will feel it in your body, like physical signs, tangible signs, visible signs of something that is just not right. Excuse me. You will feel it in your body and it will be so blatant. And again, hindsight is 2020, because when you're in the process of experiencing it, it kind of just feels arbitrary. It feels like, oh, what now? Or why is this happening? Or you don't even make the connection. A lot of people ignore what their body is telling them. And listen, I'm guilty of that. I ignored my body for so long, but now I know how important it is to listen to what my body is telling me. I advocate for connecting with your body. I think that is so important. You have to be in tune with your body so that you can understand when something is off. Because when something is off, that's a good indicator that something is off. And now it's showing in a physical sign to get your attention. But a lot of people, they just write off whatever their body is telling them. They ignore it. And it's the most, let me not speak from an elitist place, because I feel like I am very in tune with my body now, but I was not always this way. But I think it's because now I've seen both sides. I'm like, I just don't know how you could live any other way. It is so important to know what your body's equilibrium is, so that when it is out of range, it's a red flag to you that you need to get something in gear. So I'm gonna kind of talk about a few things on how the Lord has made it very clear that something was just not right for me and I ignored it. The me today would not ignore these things, because like I said, me and my body, we're locked in. I know what's what, I know what's not what, so I'm very in tune. But going back a few years ago, I was in a relationship and it was not a great relationship, but I was really trying to make fetch happen. And something happened in that relationship, which was a clear red flag, but I'm over here trying to be, I'm trying to justify things. I'm trying to make things work. I'm ignoring very clear signs. So something happened, which was a very clear sign that I needed to get out of Dodge, but I ignored it. And what's so insane, looking back now, is how the Lord made me physically sick the moment this red flag popped up. I was fine. I was perfectly fine. I was chilling. Fine. I was fine, but I was normal. I felt regular. There was nothing wrong with me. But then something happened. I peeped something on my partner's phone, and it was very clear what it was, right? And I allowed the person that I was with to convince me that it was nothing, it was random, it wasn't that deep. It reeks of insecurity, but I don't judge myself. I had to live that life so I could live the life I'm living now, and I would not trade my experience for anything, because the wisdom you get from different experiences, unmatched. Nonetheless, something happened. I peeped something on his phone and he downplayed it, But it's so crazy how like the moment this happened, I like physically got sick. Like I had to go to the bathroom immediately. And I don't even think there was anything really in me. Like I don't think I had ate or like for a couple hours. Like I was fine. That happened. I immediately felt it in my stomach. Immediately had to go to the bathroom. This girl, let's change gears real quick. I got Riley when I was with my ex. Like we got Riley together. She has always been my dog though, because I was doing all the work. I was doing most of the work. But the funniest thing about Riley, not funny, it's actually kind of sad looking back, but like while I was in that bad relationship, it was a toxic relationship. It was not a good relationship, but I kept trying to make it work because I was a lover girl, you know? I just wanted to see the best. I wanted to see the potential. Anyway, that relationship was so bad that she always had diarrhea. My dog felt it in her stomach how toxic that relationship was. Like, isn't that insane? And I know some people might think I'm reaching, but the moment I got out of that relationship, she stopped having diarrhea. Yeah, your body will tell you. Another clear indicator of, this is for the girlies. The girlies, yeah, honestly, we're just gonna make this one about like the relationship, because being in the wrong relationship, you will continuously see signs in your body that it's not a good relationship. So we just talked about how like I peeped something, immediately had to go to the bathroom, like felt it in my stomach, had to get it out immediately, right? Putting that aside, something else I was struggling with, I had yeast infections all the time. It was like a continuous thing. It was so stressful to be going through that. And it's connected to being in a toxic relationship, being with the wrong person. Because as soon as I got out of that relationship, you know what I stopped having? Yeast infections. Clear, good, fine, like, your body is gonna tell you when you're in something you have no business being in. Something else I felt throughout that entire relationship, exhaustion. I was always tired. I was so tired, I really thought something was wrong with me. I went to the doctor. I got everything checked. Everything was normal. So I was like, if all my levels and everything is fine, why am I so tired? I was so exhausted all the time. Another indicator, that relationship was not right for me, because I was always just drained. It was just so draining. And hindsight is really 2020, because it's like my body was giving me all of these signs and it was just ramping up. Like it was just ramping up. And there was just no peace. Because how could you be in peace with all this distress? Now your body is showing the physical signs of the emotional turmoil that's inside. It's like manifesting physically, because I was ignoring the red flags for so long. And like emotionally, I knew that I shouldn't have stayed in that relationship. But man, oh man, one thing about me, I was loyal to a fault. Like I really tried to make things work in that relationship, because I used to say to my parents, I was like, well, I don't want to start over. I was like 23. I was like 23 talking about I don't want to start over. I just got so comfortable that I was like, I just want to make this work. And oh, by the grace of God, he got me out of that relationship, because life is so much better now that I'm out of it. But that's a story for another day. Like one day I will go in depth about all that I learned from going through that relationship. But I say all of that to say, your body is going to tell you and throw it in your face when you're ignoring something from within that you really shouldn't be ignoring. It's going to give you the red flags. And I think this would be a good time to turn to which Bible scripture backs up what I'm saying. So today we are in Job chapter 30, verse 26. And it says, but when I hoped for good, evil came. When I looked for light, darkness came. I am churning within and cannot rest. Days of suffering confront me. Let's go ahead and break that down real quick, because I'm gonna share with you what the Lord shared with me. And although if you read the story of Job, my relationship in no way compares to what Job was dealing with, but I feel like the sentiment is similar as far as feeling physical distress because of an emotional state. And that's what we're going to talk about. So in verse 26, it says, "But when I hoped for good, evil came." What the Lord reminded me of is, like, while I was in that toxic relationship that the Lord wanted me in, the Lord did not want me in. He was trying to get me out of that relationship so bad, but I kept looking for the good. But when I hoped for good, evil came. I just kept trying to look for the good. I kept trying to see his potential. I kept trying to make it work. I'm such a loyal lover girl. I was really trying to see the good. And I kept hoping for the good. And no matter how much I hoped, no matter what I did to try to make that relationship better, it just got worse and worse and worse. Like, evil came. I hoped for good and evil came. Like, the Lord really just reminded me from that. And I just want to take a second to thank the Lord for delivering me from that relationship without a baby. Hello, without a baby. Amen. Let's move on. When I looked for light, darkness came. I kept trying to see the good. I kept trying to see the light. It was like towards the end of that relationship, I got serious about my walk with Christ. Like, I was in such turmoil in that relationship that I turned back to Christ. And I think this is kind of like a different tangent topic, a different sentiment, but I think when you stray far from God, he is literally going to break you down until you remember how much you need him. Because man, oh man, I think on like a serious level, I was very green. That relationship was like my first real relationship. And I was very green. I was very optimistic. My favorite genre of movies is rom-coms. Like, I am really a lover girl, and I just wanted to love one person and be loved by one person and go about my merry old life. So once I found someone that I felt like chose me the way that I chose them, I was in it. I was committed, and my name is Bennett, okay? So to be in that relationship, I just wanted to hope for the good. I felt like it was, at first I thought that was the love of my life. I now know that relationship was not love, because now that I'm in the word, I know what love is described to be, and that relationship was not love at all. But at the time, I was so far away from God that I thought this is what love was. And man, that relationship broke me down. And it was all behind closed doors. Like, I'm not very public about my relationship stuff. So the only thing people on social media knew is that I was with him. I took a hiatus. I was single, okay? And I took like a good year off social media recovering from that relationship, because that relationship really broke me down. Like, it is so true that the Lord is with the brokenhearted, because my heart was broken. Like, finally getting the strength to leave that relationship. Like, I could not have done that without the Lord. The Lord helped me mourn and move on. And now I'm free. And I hope this reaches a girl that might be experiencing the same thing, especially if it's your first love. Like, you're so green, you're so hopeful, but if God's not in it, it's never gonna work. That is what I've come to learn. All right, I said a lot for that. Let's move on to the next part. I am churning within. Another way this can be phrased is my bowels boil from within and cannot rest. This is a clear, like, the Bible is showing us that you can literally feel emotional distress physically. Like, emotional distress will literally manifest in your body. That's how intense it is. And like I said, from like the examples I kind of gave at the beginning of the video, that relationship was so toxic, but I kept pushing it down because I'm trying to make it work. I'm trying to make it work, okay? I was literally ignoring red flags. I was justifying nonsense. Can we take a moment of silence for the past version of me? Oh Lord. But I'm grateful for that time, because I know, as brokenhearted as I was, the Lord will turn your ashes to beauty. And man, oh man, I know he got plans to use that time in my life to help someone else from experiencing all that I went through. But by the grace of God, I got out without a baby. Amen. Anyway, literally, emotional distress will manifest in your body physically. Like I said, that relationship was so bad. I was tired, constant yeast infections, blaring red flags right in my face that I decided to ignore. I made the choice to ignore, and it manifested in my body immediately. Immediately had to go to the bathroom. It manifested in my dog's body constantly. I was always cleaning up doggy diarrhea. You know what? Another part. We are made in God's image, right? The Lord dwells within all of us. That's why the Lord is always near. So for the Lord that is living inside of me, dwelling inside of me, to be present for all that I was going through, and for the Lord to watch me keep making the wrong decision, it literally grieved him so much. It grieved the Lord so much that he was like mourning inside of me, and it was just popping up in different ways. Like, oh my goodness. I just need a moment. Like, oh my gosh. I really haven't thought about this in a while. And it's because, like, I feel like healing is definitely, it's not like a linear thing. And especially when I got in like the relationship I'm in now, night and day. I am with the king, okay? I am with a king now, and he treats me so well. And it's honestly through how my boyfriend now treats me that I am astonished that I would ever tolerate anything less. Like, oh my goodness. And that's to give the girlies hope. If you're dealing with what I was kind of just describing, there's hope. There are some really great men out there, okay? That's a story for another day, though. Moving on to the last part of this verse that we're going to go over, that it says, days of suffering confront me. So days of suffering confront me. I feel like what the Lord revealed to me and kind of showed me through my past relationship is like, days of suffering confront me. Like, it's going to be in your face. Suffering is just going to be in your face, and it's just going to keep on coming until you make the right choice. I kept making the wrong choice. So the suffering was just always there. It was just always something. And I was being attacked in every avenue of life. Emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually. I was being attacked everywhere because I was in a relationship that did not glorify God. And that's all it really comes down to. We were both two sinners that weren't even seeking the kingdom. And I think the Lord turned it up a notch and really opened my eyes when things got so bad in that relationship that I turned back to God, and I was trying to figure out how I'm going to get my relationship back right with the Lord, that I was still in this relationship, but I'm still hoping we can turn this around. So I'm seeking the Lord, and I try to pull him in. Like, this is what we need to start doing. I prayed with that man one time. And I knew we was never gonna pray together again, because man, oh man. Like I said, I will go into detail about that stuff one day. It's not this day. It's actually probably years out from me doing a tell-all about that. So stay tuned on the journey. But I say all of that to say, listen to your body. Because had I listened to my body at the beginning, I would have never ended up in that relationship. Funniest thing about that relationship is the guy I was with, he wanted to be with me, but I just saw him as a friend. Like, I friend zoned him. Stiff arm. Friend zoned him. But then, like, my personal life was just so bad that I just turned to any attention I could get. And it's so funny how the reasons I originally friend zoned him are the reasons I ultimately ended up leaving that relationship. Like, it was the same man. He was pretty consistent. It's just something in me wasn't right, that I put myself in a position to endure that. Hey, we gotta live with the choices we make, but the Lord will not just let us suffer and then just leave us hanging. He will definitely use it. He will turn your ashes to beauty, I promise. Because man, oh man, when that's why I can talk so freely about my journey, because I've come so far from then, and I've learned so much, and it's really shaped who I am today. And I'm so grateful for my journey. I'm grateful for where I currently am. And the Lord is always near, and my relationship with the Lord is stronger now more than ever, probably because I went through all I went through. And as I look back, I can see all the different ways the Lord has protected me. But yeah, like I said, we kind of went all over the place, because for me to really get my point across, I feel like I had to tell you a little bit about myself. But don't forget, the lesson for today is to listen to your body, because the Lord is going to make the signs clear. Above all else, just remember that the Lord is peace. So if you are not feeling peace about something, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling like negative emotions, if you're feeling worry, if you're constantly confused, none of that is peace, which means God ain't in it, all right? God is not in it if there is no peace. And I think what qualifies me to speak even heavily on that is, like I said, I have my relationship now, and I have my past relationship, and they are night and day. It's like comparing a tomato to a steak. I don't know. Listen to your body, because it is going to tell you what you need to know before your heart and mind catch up. And that is true from the heart. You think I'm going to get on the internet telling my business for fun? For views? For clicks? No, I'm trying to save a girl's soul, okay? If you don't recognize peace in that relationship, there's a good chance you need to get out of it. But just beyond that, outside of relationships, listen to your bodies in all different avenues of life. Food is a really good thing. If you eat something and your body starts feeling negative, or you go to the bathroom and something not pleasant happens, your body just told you you just ate something that did not belong inside of you. Example, today I had an energy drink. I had a Celsius. I know Celsius is no good for me, but I felt like I was so tired. I just wanted a little pick me up. Not only did it not pick me up, because I was still tired, still yawning, still want to lay my head down, my chest started hurting. Like, clear indicator, I don't need to pick those up no more. And truly, I don't need to pick those up no more. I focused a lot on the relationship aspect in this video, but I promise you, if you look anywhere in your life and just learn to listen to your body, learn what your equilibrium is, learn what your steady state is, you'll be able to tell when you stray from what your norm is, right? And when you stray from what your norm is, that's a good indicator that something is off. And you need to listen to your body. Honor your temple. The Lord dwells within us, and I think that qualifies us to know what is going on. He's going to give you the message loud and clear, and he's going to keep sending that message until you finally pick it up. Hello. All right. Well, that is the lesson for today. Before I go, I just want to remind y'all that I have an Etsy shop, and if you need a calendar for 2026, you should buy mine. The link is in my description. And just to give you a little bit about, let's see, what are we going to look at today? Today, I showed April and August in a different video. Let's go with May, because I really like the picture. If you need a calendar for 2026, I think you should buy mine, because I have a Proverbs verse at the top of every month, 4 affirmations related to that Proverbs verse, and then a reflection question to help with your inner healing and inner growth. This is really a self-improvement type of calendar, because it gives you affirmations to make you feel good. It gives you the word to guide your life, and it gives you a reflection question to help you like dig deep and answer some questions. Get to know yourself a bit deeper. And there's a picture on every page that I took myself of the Lord's great work. Like, look at this one. Isn't that a great picture? I know it is. Anyway, If you're interested, my Etsy shop link is in my description, and I hope you would support me. I would really appreciate it. This is my first product. I just started my Etsy shop, but I plan on putting more stuff up there. So join the journey whenever you see this. Give it a look, and I hope you enjoy. I'll see you tomorrow for another lesson. Bye.